hello and welcome. Time for the first April new anime, right, guys? So of course we have new season, right? Which I love. This is the most doing anime stuff, right? Gaming and anime stuff with each other. Doing anime stuff. This is always the best period. It's like we have a new game that you really want to play. You know, here comes a new Fire Emblem. You want to play the game. Yeah. Having an anime season, you get the new animes, you get the new characters. This is the best part. So now today, then we have Heavenly Delusion. Then we go to Hell's Paradise, which is very, close to Chainsaw Man, right? Authors are working together and so on. Then we got Eden Zero, and also the rom-com, of course, Yamada Level 999. This is kind of my top for today, right? I don't know if I'm going to watch this episode, every reaction, review, whatever, but I want to give it a chance, right? This sounds like an interesting dystopian future anime. So let's watch the first episode here, first impression, reaction, review, right? See what happens. But I do feel that what I'm going to do, probably, right, going forward in the channel, is definitely Yamada, right? That's to be. And also, yeah, Hell's Paradise looks cool as well, right? I can imagine the artists who should work together, who should work with Chainsaw Man artist previous and so on. But anyway, let's watch the first new April anime then, Heavenly Delusion. So 3, 2, 1, and go. So yeah, first impression, reaction one, yeah. We have of course also watched Kaguya-sama yesterday, but that wasn't really like a first impression of Kaguya-sama. Kaguya-sama season 4. Like, I've been here before. Yeah. But anyways, these animes are kind of like the future, but they have robots doing mostly, so I think people are like bored or something, and they're trying to find heaven or whatever, right? Or like something. But I guess they're mostly bored. It seems like the world is kind of weirdly, yeah, like destroyed, but they also have like robots that I understand, so no one has to work or something. Something like that. They don't have to work or something like that. They can just like. I've only seen the trailer, of course. This anime, read the manga, so. Because they break into this house here. Yeah, but I guess they're just like exploring, like maybe I guess, like exploring our, like buildings from our sequel, right? From our time, from like this era. Yeah, like old Japanese houses, like built maybe like, for them then of course. See, the modern Japanese toilet, yeah, see? I was gonna use it too. Oh, okay, she's like, oh yeah, old good toilets, man. What? And he walks in there? Why is he even using it for? I don't know. Okay, immediately the main character uses the toilet in his like abandoned house. It's gonna be annoying if you can't flush though. Yeah, it's gonna be disgusting. That's a weird scene, okay. She's like, yes, nothing beats old Japanese toilets from 100 years ago. Yeah, definitely. Immediately gonna try it out, She's a new kind of explorer. I'm testing out a 1,000-year-old. It's like a dead person here. Well, I guess people died. Something's happened right in this. Yeah, some kind of dystopian future. So they find like a body, right? Because someone has died there. But this person has been dead for a long time, of course. This isn't like. It's kind of like a Pompeii thing, right? You go and this body or bodies. I guess 2 bodies. Yeah, they're holding hands there. Kind of cute. But I mean, they've been dead for a long time. They're like. But nothing has really been explained so far. No, they're just like in some kind of like abandoned Japanese city or something. Maybe this anime, again, I haven't watched the trailers, but I haven't seen some kind of robots get us up. But maybe they're like, this is some dystopian future, right? Where like, we're just living in this like abandoned city, just making food and so on. Yeah, and he keeps calling her Nia-san, like big sis, but they don't have to actually be related. Yeah, maybe gonna smash. No, but I mean, he's calling her like Oniya-sama, like big sis or whatever. But yeah, like an old Japanese demon mask. But I mean, yeah, they don't have to actually be related, right? She might just have picked them up, right? Who knows? It feels like there are 2 kids or young adults or whatever, right, surviving in this, yeah, like dystopian future. So I'm gonna guess they're not related. She probably met him when he was younger and kind of adopted him, right? So he's like big sis, right? But she's probably just like a woman that he. That's maybe saved him, right? Fed him or something. Yeah, he was like her parents, probably. He called it lover, though. So. That you love her, big sis? But yeah, they're living in this like abandoned village. Really weird episode 1. Nothing is explained. Yeah, it's just 2 people like surviving in some kind of. This could be like a zombie movie. I don't know, This, yeah, the first impression. I guess what's gonna happen? There is like everyone is dead and they're like living by themselves. doesn't feel like there are any threats to them though. No, it doesn't feel like, you know, like they're. This anime doesn't come off as, let's say, that there are zombies or robots or the Matrix or whatever. Doesn't feel like there's anything actually trying to kill them on the outside, right? Because they don't seem to have any urgency. They're not like, oh no, we're gonna get killed by a zombie or this crow coming in there. This like weird crow flying in. But maybe there's something probably dangerous in this anime, right? Maybe not. One way interesting to is watch people live in this like apocalyptic world, but all the bad stuff is gone. Opening maybe? No. But that crow looked really evil though. But I mean, the Kara, so yeah, it would be interesting to some extent, right? It's watching two guys, whatever, like surviving in this like, yeah, destroyed civilization, but there's no threat actually, because let's say the zombies are gone for whatever reason or whatever. Yeah, this is kind of how the anime feels right now. They're just kind of walking around there, but there's nothing to actually be afraid of. They're like, yeah, you know, maybe let's go to this village instead. Yeah, they're just kind of like chilling out. Don't seem to really, yeah, it's just like Japan that has been destroyed. Japan has sank down, right? Seems to be very abandoned though. We haven't seen any other people so far. But I don't know. Again, I don't know. I've only seen the trailers and read the synapse, but to me it sounds like it was more mechanical. Oh, here we go. Finally, little enemies here. Oh my god, they immediately like, let's or her! Immediately like, oh, let's rape! Like, yeah, you're like, oh, boobs! What? Yeah, now it feels like a future of the anime. They see a woman, they're immediately like, oh, let's get her up, guys! Yeah, they could be like a golf club or something, like a mini golf putter or something. Oh, they can get a butcher knife though. But okay, oh, she got a gun? Oh yeah, this is like survival in the freaking dystopian, man. As soon as they see a woman, they're like, let's R her. Yeah, Jesus Christ, man. They're like, get her up, guys. Get inside her panties. Yeah, this. But honestly, maybe this seems somewhat realistic, right? I'm gonna be that guy, but if it only was like a few women alive on the whole planet, because. Okay, they're gonna run away. Shoot guns. There's 5 of them. But they got no guns. Oh, he's like, maybe it's a fake gun? Oh, I see. Oh, it's interesting, man. Yeah, he's just like, it's a fake gun? Yeah, now they're back at the golf club! But I mean, yeah, they're like 5 guys, or 6 with him, with her brother. And now she's like, okay, let's run or something. Yeah, man, this is some dystopian future here. You gotta protect his big sis, man. Well, of course the kids can be a good fighter, right? I guess so, because they don't have a gang, so... It's interesting. Interesting anime. Kind of dark immediately, though. Yeah, they're trying to gang on her immediately. This anime... We see... First time we see some new characters, and they're immediately trying to gang on her. And now they did shoot him, though, with like a laser gun. Okay, so the gun is obviously a futuristic gun. Yeah, it shoots like a laser beam or something, like a heat beam or something. Okay, yeah, the gun isn't done. I mean, it looks like a normal gun, but yeah, this is the future. This is like the year 2150 or whatever, right? Oh, it's a real gun. It's a better than old guns. Yeah, she's just like, no, this gun is real. It's really real, yeah. It shoots laser beams. Is this a Star Wars gun? Where is that taking place? I don't want to get spoiled, but I just want to see what year is that taking place. Yeah, they live in like a destroyed Japan, right? Like Japan obviously fallen. Now they're explaining like anime. I just want to see what year is the anime. Is that a big spoiler? When I google that. Because nobody's gonna hang out with them. I just try to Google what the year that is. I don't want to get spoiled, right? I just want to know like what, you know, when it takes place. Just a little bit, like, what year are we? 150? Okay, 15 years ago the world, it has been 15 years since the world was destroyed, but... Yeah, and they're like in the destroyed Tokyo, whatever, right? But... Okay, whatever, I don't want to get spoiled. Leave a comment below what the year it is. I don't want to get spoiled, but it's like... I was trying to figure out, you know, like, yeah, what, like, because she's like a laser gun, right? I was just trying to figure out, again, I don't want to know why it's been destroyed, right? I want to get spoiled and be like, this is the zombies, or this is the war happened, or whatever. But I just wanted to kind of have like an image of, okay, is this the year 2050, or is it the year 2500? You know what I mean? It's on like a little bit spectrum of like when did this anime, like when it's supposed to be. But the only thing I could find was that it's been 15 years right since the civilization collapsed, right, since this dystopian thing happened. But those bodies looked older than 15 years ago. Yeah, those bodies looked like they were decomposed for an longer time. But also they might have died maybe in some nuclear thing or something, right? You know, if they got... They felt like Pompeii, right? Seeing the dead bodies earlier. But okay, so they even get their battery and so on. Yeah, of course she's just using them. Yeah, it's good. But I mean, she's like one of the few females that are alive, so she's... Obviously this woman has to be pretty good at surviving and being kind of... Yeah, he's aiming to gun at them again. Yeah, because she has to be quite badass, right? She's like... Because immediately these guys were like, let's, you know, R her. Yeah, they were like, immediately, we're gonna get some oppa, you know? They're gonna get inside of her, yeah. They, not very friendly, very Denny of them. Could Denny would never do that? Maybe. No, but yeah, it's... But honestly, like I said earlier, somewhat realistic probably, to be fair. Because, yeah, that's probably what would happen, right? Honestly. Okay, now we're at somewhere else, I guess. This has to be kind of where the site hasn't collapsed then. Yeah, now we're at a place where society looks fine, I guess. This is the flashback. But they don't feel old enough to have lived. Yeah, like this feels like some kind of high rich people. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so they're younger or so. But I mean, is this before the collapse, or did she just grow up in some kind of... Like honestly, because if it's 15 years ago... Okay, that guy is like super AI. He threw a volleyball and then ran after it and captured it. Do you think there's some kind of weird laboratory with like children growing up in some kind of, you know, isolated... They could explain why she could be one of the few women if she's from a kind of weird laboratory, right? Where they have ladies left. Yeah, where they can say give birth or whatever. Because, yeah, like she's like living inside this weird dome or something. But that makes sense. If it's like a fallen civilization, right? She might be from this like prison basically, or like a laboratory dome. Yeah, it's like a wall. I think it's at this time, right? Yeah, she basically is Aaron. She's like, outside is freedom! I wanna turn into a bird! You know, yeah, she's basically stuck in this dome, right? I guess so. But again, that would, yeah, motivate how she can be a woman and be alive, right? Because outside, everyone else needs to be men, right? So, probably harder to survive as a woman in a dystopian, destroyed universe kind of thing. Yeah. I would imagine so. A wheels or something? But yeah, of course means that he's the bodyguard from that. But yeah, anyway, that backstory explained that he's kind of out in some, I guess, Japanese farmland or something. Yeah, but that backstory though did explain. I mean, roughly speaking, right? That they haven't collapsed completely, society, right? Because no, they have this like, you know, laboratory like dome place, right? So I guess it's like a few areas maybe in Tokyo to that are still intact, right? And the rest of the cities are destroyed outside the drones, probably, more or less, right? They haven't still really explained what happened. A Mount Fuji come back in the background. Okay, a chicken farm? What's it called? It's called farm, but I mean, I'm thinking of my Stardew Valley. What is it called again? Crops, it's called. Chicken crops. Yeah, chicken crops. I was like, oh, it's an old lady, I guess? Yeah, she's running like a little chicken crops. Yeah, like a nice old lady here. She's probably in danger, right? You know, like being a woman and so on. Yeah, she's like living outside. Oh, again, batteries! This is so sad in the future. Batteries! batteries! Oh my god! I think I have some tapes over here. Batteries, yeah. Batteries. I have someone here. Batteries. Batteries. I got someone here, yeah. Batteries, guys. Look at that. Batteries. The resource from my my controller. Not my controller. Yeah, my what's it called? The remote, I mean, yeah. Look at this. A battery. This is what. That being said, though, a battery isn't easy to make, though. Right? A battery isn't easy to make if you don't. Today we can produce things very easily with machineries and factories that are specialized in producing things. But I mean, 1,000 years ago, making this kind of battery is like impossible. That being said, the technology of battery is several thousand years old. They have this weird thing when they had battery in the sand and so on, right? But this kind of battery is hard to make. The fan service, yeah, we saw. She got little scars on one. Oh, that was an interesting fan service. Kind of the mirror was broken, so we couldn't see her up eyes. And she got a lot of scars. Well, I mean, yeah, she's like surviving this. I mean, they would try to gang on her. Oh, and she kisses her own reflect. What happening? The old lady's like, I was not kissing myself in the mirror. What is this anime? She's just like, okay. It's quite weird fan service. The old lady is like, yeah, sure, girl, sure. What was happening? That image was so weird. Very fan servicey, very big butt and so on. But what a weird. I mean, I must say, I still have anime in my life. I've seen characters and showing their tatas and oppas and showing their butt and so on. I mean, obviously, but it was just weird because she was like trying to kiss herself in the mirror. I've never seen that before in anime. I get credit for that. Yeah, she was naked trying to kiss herself in the mirror. There's some kind of narcissistic scene there. That fairies. Oh, I need to make out with myself. What? And the old lady comes in. Old lady, but the MILF comes in there. The older lady, yeah. The Obashan is like, what are you doing, girl? What are you doing? Like, what the F did you see here? It's like, nothing? Oh, mad. Like, yeah. Yeah, exactly. She's like, do you wanna die? This anime is like, it's like, survival dystopian anime. Yeah, you're talking to me, grabbing the knife. Yeah, I see. How did my son die? Yeah, like, yeah, this kind of anime where you're like, don't ask me about my family or whatever because I cooked them or something. Oh, now she left her food there, so now it's boiling over. But yeah, that scene, she was like, grabbed her knife, like a butcher knife or whatever, a cooking knife. And was like, yeah, no, this is a normal civilization here. But seriously, this feels like, don't provoke the old lady, she might poison you, whatever. Yeah, she was just like, yeah, young girl. No, I'm seriously afraid that he'll get poisoned by her. Because she looks to be gonna stab her with a knife. Yeah, she grabbed her butcher knife when she asked the question and was like, you want something? Yeah. Now it feels, she's like, oh yes, children these days. Yeah, now it feels very much like she's just like, I'm sorry if I poisoned you or something, yeah. Yeah, so she's like, you gotta smash. No, yeah. She's like, you need to make more children. Yeah, that's, aesthetic is awkward. She's like, okay, yeah. Instead, she's like, no, we can't sleep together. He's like my brother. He's like my Toto. We grew up together, kinda. But yeah, instead of turning into a weird thing with old ladies like, you better make children. Yeah, we don't have many women anymore. You need to make a couple of babies. You need to be a woman and make a few babies. Yeah, it's like it's only so many handful of ladies left. You better pork and get some kids, right? Yeah, he's just like, wah! Well, I guess her brother, right? Her. He's moving the bed now. I'm gonna sleep in another room. Stop looking at me, you harlot. He's just like, no, I'm moving away from you. Yeah, it's like, I love it. He's just like, don't talk to me, woman. I love it. He's like moving away from her. Don't look at me with those eyes. Yeah, I'm not here to breathe with you. But I guess he has never thought about that before. He's like a typical shonen guy, right? He's just like out there for fighting. He's her warrior lady. He's like her guardian, whatever, right? Yeah, she's obviously the wiser one and the leader or whatever, but he's there to be her knight, and so on, yeah. And I was like, what, you tried to sleep with me? Oh, that was good, man, when they took the bed and moved away from her. Stop trying to get babies from me! The old lady put something dirty in your mind, man. Oh, now it's weird again, though. Because now the old lady's up in the night, and she pulled up something. Oh, a gun, a shotgun? Yeah, see? The old lady might kill them. Now, why are you sitting here with a shotgun mid of night? Unless those... Okay, yeah, maybe fighting those crows, that's true. It seems to be something that is mean, right? Yeah, okay, so there are massive giant crows in the anime. Are they the one that caused everyone to die? Yeah, because the old lady sitting there ready with a shotgun being like, oh, I'm gonna fight this crow or something. I guess the old lady is like, yeah, this crow comes every night, so I got like a goddamn shotgun to shoot at it. Probably? Oh, okay, and then the crow turned into like the face transformed and so on. Yeah, maybe time did it wrong there. I was kind of confused. It's ending opening now, whatever. Sort of timing was a little wrong. Yeah, maybe I missed. I mean, the thing was that the commercial started way earlier, and now they don't have an opening ending here. There is the song, but there is no animation, so it's not the react or review or whatever. It's just text. Yeah, I mean, there's a song here, but we're gonna skip it, right? I want to watch the opening and ending. But it's nothing to actually talk about here, because you can see here that it's just text. So let's ignore that. That's kind of pointless to talk about. I mean, the ending there, nothing much to have there. Let's just go back a little bit here. The crow does transform into. Yeah, there we go. So the crow's face, right? It shapes. Yeah, it turns into like a monster thing. So I guess it earlier the crows were the crows were the one that caused, I guess, dystopia. We cannot see it here, right? Oh yeah, I still have this thing. Oh, whatever. Just move, marking my stuff. Okay, bam, there we go. Whatever. There we go. Yeah, the crow. So the crow, his face warps, right? It kind of grows out his face, and instead of having like a normal crow face, it has like a mouth with teeth, right? And it looks obviously giant. There was a thing before as well, right? So he's a demon or something like that, right? But it was pretty clear that the crows were the things. Behind even earlier, right? And again, I'm sorry that I missed. Like, I mean, I don't know. It was weird because let me explain very briefly. Basically, what happened was that they have commercial breaks and so on, right? I watched on TV, and the commercial break that started was like a flashback. Like, I'm not even joking. The commercial break that started was like a flashback of another anime that hasn't aired yet. I really said, but the first like 30 seconds or so, I was unsure if it was this anime or another anime. Because, I've never seen it before. I was like, oh, it's a flashback, interesting. Like, oh, but she was a kid. Yeah, it was really confusing, okay? I didn't record it, but, that's why I was like, oh, what's happening now? I got kind of confused because before they had the actual flashback in this anime, on the TV they had another flashback of another anime. Yeah, it was like, when she was a young lady, this thing happened. I was like, oh, it's a flashback. It was so weird. But anyway, that's why I was like, wait, where am I now in the time? But whatever, sorry about that. But it was very confusing, seriously. It was like, it could have been this anime, yeah. It was like, oh, some weird flashback here. But a young lady was just fighting a monkey, whatever. But yeah, interesting episode. The fan service was very weird, where she was kissing herself. Like I said, I've seen a lot of fan service, but that felt like something from like the fairies or whatever. If you read the fairies, the old bee fairies, for example, where they're like kissing where they so in love with themselves. That was very weird. Definitely was kind of revealing, right? She had a lot of scars though, so she clearly has been a lot of fights or whatever, which makes sense, right? So earlier, immediately when those guys saw her, they wanted to, awe her, right? They were like, oh yeah, let's get some oppies. They were immediately trying to grab her, right? So it is probably quite high value to be a woman, right? And it's like dystopian Tokyo, whatever. Maybe it's only a few percent that are women. We don't know exactly, but it's fair to assume that there are much more men, right? Like we saw outside here, there were only men outside, right? Like in the city. Now, of course, the old lady with the crow here, she was living by herself, but yeah, in the city it was like only men, right? So it's probably way fewer women. You probably get kidnapped or whatever. It's like a typical dystopian nightmare world, right? So of course the men are, abusive, so to speak, to the women. Not everyone, of course, but like of course many of them are, right? So that's probably why she got a lot of scars and so on. She's probably been in a lot of fights, right? Maybe she's been armed before, right? Seems quite brutal. And that's also probably why the anime was quite revealing, right? Because this is definitely a seinen anime, I would guess, right? I haven't checked it out, but I'm pretty sure this anime is counted as seinen, you know, a grown-up anime, and I think that that's a massive reason, right? Because if it is, it's seinen, I said seinen there, seinen sci-fi, that's the genre. So if it's seinen, just like Berserk or whatever, right? You can of course be way more visual with, you know, boobs or whatever, because seinen, I mean, seinen of course, yeah, means like grown-up manga or anime, right? Instead of shonen. Or shoujo then, if it's girls, or yosei is the, you know, woman version of seinen basically, right? But the thing is that if you have a seinen show, it kind of goes hand in hand, right? That because people are gonna die, right? People are probably gonna die, you know, like the crow will eat people or whatever, right? Because the reason is kind of 18, 20 plus, you know, kind of mature anime, you also can show more titties, right? Basically. Because she was very revealing, yeah. We didn't see anything, it wasn't hen, you know, we didn't see anything actually. But, you know, she got huge op-eyes, and it was like a minute there where we basically saw everything, right? Yeah. So it was quite revealing. I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just saying that it sets a tone of the anime, right? That the scene of her in the bathroom was much more revealing than what it usually is in anime. Kind of tells you that, okay, this is like a seinen show where people will die, they might have sex, right? You know what I mean? It's kind of like that. So it sets a tone of being like a mature anime, right? Definitely. Because like I said, it almost always goes hand in hand, right, in anime. That if it's a very brutal anime, it will also have more, you know, intercourse or whatever, right? Because it's like, it's like, you know, amateur stuff, right? For example, this could be a video itself, but very briefly here, for example, in the West, right, you know, in America especially, not in Europe much, but in America, you will say, right, there it is weird, right? Yeah, I said it meant it before, but it's weird in America, where ultra violence, right, is very common. And obviously, you know, op-by stuff, sex stuff, is very censored, right, in America. I always felt it's so weird. I said it messed up my life, but I always felt it's weird, right, how in America you can have a movie that's like, you know, really brutal, right, bloody and so on, but you gotta censor the nipple, you know what I mean? It's so weird, yeah, but in anime it's like, no, if it's bloody, it's gonna be everything. Which, of course, I think makes a lot more sense, right? It's either mature or it's not, right, yeah. I think it's very weird in America how just violence is so okay, right, in American stuff. Even younger stuff, right, younger ages. But any kind of, you know, boobs or whatever is banned. Yeah, it's so weird. I think it's weird. But anyway, this anime clearly, I mean, shows it that it's like a boat, right? Probably. But interesting anime. I don't know if I'm ready to... I feel like this feels more like a review anime than read. I don't know, because there was an interesting episode 1, definitely. But on the same time, I felt that it wasn't that... I don't want to use the word slow, because it's more like a slow build-up, right? To kind of introducing the world and so on. Maybe next episode will be way more like action or whatever. And I don't say I need action, but I mean from a reaction standpoint, right? This anime is more like a slow exploration. They doesn't feel that they're gonna have many fights. It's more like, you know, oh, what's this thing? What's this thing in this world? So on. Which might make it very interesting, but it might make it a very bad reaction anime. And I mean that it might be a very good review anime, right? You know, where you watch it and then say, oh, I think this means this thing, you know what I mean? But reacting to it might be like 20 minutes where, you know, it's like a slow burn. I don't know. I'm just reflecting a little bit here in the beginning. But I liked it, yeah. Interesting anime. Definitely watch more of it. Absolutely. And we see this video goes and so on. And now then, I think in half an hour from now, we got Hell's Paradise, which I'm definitely interested in. It's like Chainsaw Man's, the author of Chainsaw Man's former assistant manga, right? So he worked on Fire Punch with him before and so on. It's also Demon and so on. It's very interesting. And then, of course, Yamada and so on. So I'm going to put the scraps up and have a great day.